Hi there, this is Miles from LightHarvest Solar. I just wanted to show how easy it is, particularly in an emergency, to get solar power. I turned the lights on in my car and left them on overnight, came back to a dead battery, and I had a 10 watt panel on it for a couple days, and it brought the battery up a little bit, but it did not bring it up enough to charge it and start the car. So I brought my charge controller out. It's a SRNE MPPT. It's our go-to inexpensive charge controller. We've got a Solaria 345 watt panel, which is the best panel out there right now as of 2019. It's March. And what I'm going to do is just show you exactly how easy it is to get this to function. Okay, so we've got a PV plus, PV minus, photovoltaic. That's the solar panel positive, solar panel negative, battery positive, battery negative. We always want to do the battery first. So basically there's a clamp in there. We're going to make sure, of course, the red is positive. Follow the red wire up to here. Stick it in the battery terminal. Clamp that down with the screwdriver. Battery negative. I don't like to use alligator clips very much, but for this particular application, it's certainly the easiest. Okay, and then I've got my solar panel wire over here coming in. Same deal. Red is positive, black is negative. So let's get that in there. Always put the battery on first when you're hooking it up and detach it last when you're unhooking it. You never want to have solar power going to these charge controllers when there's no place for it to go. Okay, so we want to clamp that down and tighten it. We're going to give all of them a nice solid tug and make sure they're in there good. Okay, so there we go. Now, here's the battery. We're going to put it onto the positive and the negative of the battery. It's going to power up, and we're going to see that it's at 10.2 volts. Now I'm going to give it a quick start attempt just to show you that it's not going to turn over. So it kind of didn't do much. In fact, it brought it back to where it didn't even register. It drained the battery. So now we've got an MC4 connector right here. We're simply going to go and plug it into the solar panel. Okay, so we're starting to read now. The voltage automatically goes up. The sun went behind the clouds, unfortunately, a little bit. 40.5 volts from the panel. This is going to be your amperage going into the battery, which is going to usually takes a second for the controller to decide it's going to do its thing. There you go. The sun comes out. 8, 10, 11. It's going to probably, as long as it stays out of the clouds, we might see up to 20 amps. But it's going to very quickly start to put a bunch of power in. Let's go ahead and toggle through. There's 15, 8, 16. Let's see how high it goes for just a second. 17 amps. So that's pretty effective. Like I said, this panel is a Solaria 345 watt panel. It's an excellent panel. It fits really nicely on the roofs of most vehicles, sprinters, vans, RVs, and everything like that. So we're seeing a solid 17.5 amps or something like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to toggle through here, and we're going to see pretty quickly that the voltage is up. It's already up 12.7, so it's going to, there goes the sun. It's going to come down quite a lot. It looks like it might stay behind the clouds for a bit, but I was hoping to maybe be able to start that up real quick, but you can see it went all the way down to 2.3 amps when it's behind the clouds. But the main goal of this video is just to show how easy it is to actually hook these panels up in an emergency. Now, this is absolutely the most simplistic way to do it. Positive and negative in from the panel, positive and negative out to the battery. I always fuse these except for if it's an emergency. On the positive from the solar panel, on the positive to the battery. And that's basically mandatory unless, like I said, you're in an emergency situation like we are right now. So it's given a little bit of power. Let's give it a shot and see if it's gonna fire up. Did not. But after about, if it gives full blast 17 amps in the sun, then it's probably only going to take 20 minutes, a half an hour, and this will be ready to go. If it's putting 5 amps in, it might take an hour and a half or something like that. But for the most part, this is really going to it's going to start the car super soon. It's the easiest way to do it. Frankly, this is as easy as pulling an extension cord in from the house and hooking up a battery charger. So thank you very much for watching the video. Miles, LightHarvestSolar.com.